All right. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully the mic works. Looks like it does. Unlike last week's little headache we had. Hi. Are you gonna do yoga with us? Good. Hi. Look at these pants. So many cat pants. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna turn my heater off so that I don't die. So for this class today, I recommend having a strap. And I was working on a playlist, but I didn't get it all the way done. So you can really listen to whatever you want to today. I could pick one if we have to. I don't know. I didn't get good sleep last night, so feeling a little funky today. Hi, Steph. Good morning. Oh. Do you like my not Christmas tree? I just don't feel like going outside, okay? Hi, Angela. Good morning. Yeah, Pi also doesn't want me to leave the house, so we're staying here. I know, you don't have a tree to hide underneath this year. I'm so sorry. She's a really great cat. She doesn't like to fuck with the tree. Like, she just likes to lay underneath it, which is really cute. Good morning, Kim. Yeah, Rebecca, I agree with that. Yeah. Bringing the tree down. Just need like a touch more coffee before I do this. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like right now is particularly, I just feel drained. I just feel drained by the energy going on. So I'm just like trying to hunker down and rest as much as possible and just do things at home, nice and safe. Okay, you know what? This playlist is pretty cool. We'll be jiving with this one today. Let me find it on here. Share, copy, paste. Hey, Shayla. Oh, should we give Pi a treat before we start? I think so. That'll get her really nice and motivated. Hi. Chicken giblets, baby. This is your early reward for being such a good girl during yoga. Yeah. Ooh, that was a nice one. Okay, so grab your strap if you got it. If you don't have a strap, you can use all sorts of things. You can use like a dog leash or a tea towel or something just so that you've got some nice extenders for your arms. Gotta hide these treats. You know, she's a little thief in the night. All right. I'm going to start this playlist from the top, and we'll start laying down on our backs with your straps handy dandy nearby. And whatever position you find yourself in, if you want to switch it up, yeah, baby, sorry, wait till after. You can be in a hip opening position. I'll recommend that. It'll really prepare us for some of the shapes we're going to do earlier. So this is called Padagusthasana. If your back feels a little bit angry or upset, you can always walk the feet out wide and then knock the knees together like that. So it's like a broken bridge shape, opposing shape for the open hips. And I want you to completely soften your back to the ground, slide the shoulder blades down, and we'll get nice and tapped into our breath here to start. So I want you to try to create full inhales and exhales. Good, we'll do one more breath like this with our arms down by our side. And then we'll take our arms up above our head to get a little more expansion through the lungs. So again, you can keep the legs in whatever shape you're already in. We're just adjusting and adapting the upper body. Notice how this encourages your breath to work into the upper area of your torso, into the chest. Good, we'll do 3 more breaths like that. Oh, she's booping my hips, you guys. Sorry, baby, you gotta wait. All right, now let's adjust our legs so that they're extending towards the front corners of our mat. So we're working into all 4 corners like a big giant X. I want you to pick up your right foot, cross it over your left ankle. Legs are going to stay long. Now grab for your right wrist above your head. Pick up the torso a little bit and scoot it over to the left edge of your mat space. This is one of my favorite shapes called banana asana. So you're creating a banana shape in the body to stretch the right side. Try to breathe into that side body, create space between the rib cage. Very good. Let's do the other side. Uncross the legs. Work the torso all the way over to the right. Cross left over the right ankle. Right hand is now going to grab your left wrist, and you're going to try to pull yourself over to the right. Now, try to keep both of your shoulder blades down to the ground and your right armpit open to the sky. So we want to pretend as if we were doing this standing. You would be doing the kind of wrapping motion with the right armpit. All right, let's take it all back to center, uncrossing your legs, and then let's grab up our straps. All right, let's get our legs nice and warmed up here. Place your foot into the strap. We'll do the right leg first, of course. And I want you to have just a comfortable grab onto your strap or T-tail or whatever. Now I want you to point your toes, so you're trying to find long legs, and then flex your foot here. Now, if this is too extreme with both of your legs long, know that you can start this process with your left leg bent. As you're doing these flexes and points, try to create a nice long spine. Now, by long, I don't mean smooshing the low back into the ground. I actually want you to try to pick up that low lumbar spine area and create some natural curvature. It's actually going to help you get a little bit deeper into the hamstrings. Now, let's maintain a flexed foot. Again, leg can be bent, leg can be elongated. And I want you to draw the toes a little bit closer towards your face, but all the while maintain a nice long spine. Very good. Take both strap ends into your left hand And let's go across the body a few inches to get into your IT band, so right outer hip. Now right away, I'm gonna try to sickle my foot or turn the toes down to the ground to stretch out my outer ankle and calf. And if you need to, you can always take your right thumb and push it into your right hip crease. Oof. All right, let's take it all back to center. Right hand now is going to grab for the strap. Take the right leg over to your right hand side. So you're opening up into the inner thigh. This is going to be like our whole theme and progression throughout class. Hey, baby girl. Let's take the leg back to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So open up the strap, step your left foot in, take your right foot out, hokey pokey, hokey pokey. Okay. Now we're back to our flex and our point. Yeah? Flex, point. And just noticing maybe the difference from right to left. I know for myself, I feel a big difference from my right to my left side. And while you're flexing and pointing, check in with your posture and your spine. Now let's maintain this flex. Try to maintain the length of the spine while maybe you draw that shin bone a little bit closer towards your cute little face. And then let's transfer these strap ends into the right hand. Take the left leg across the midline of your body without actually lifting up this left butt cheek. I want us to get into the outer hip and maybe the calf and ankle. You can sickle the left foot. That just means you're turning the toes down to the ground, almost like you were rolling your ankle, yeah? Y'all are getting the full pear-shaped hips view of this cat. Oh, not anymore. Okay, let's take this left leg back through center and we'll go all the way out to the left-hand side. Now, while you go into this external rotation, try to keep your right butt cheek on the ground so we're staying engaged through the legs here. Again, there's no sickle in the foot on this. We're back into a neutral ankle position. Nice, let's take it all back to center and we'll ditch the strap. Get rid of it, place it off to the side, and let's get a little warmed up through our abdominals here. Take the legs into a reverse tabletop position, and let's pick up the head, neck, and shoulders and try to look between where your thighs are, yeah? Now try to feel the low belly pull in and up, and again, still maintaining that sense of spinal length. So just feel the difference of smooshing your low back into the ground and then neutralizing. Now extend through your left leg long, pull the right knee in towards your chest. Good, and then let's switch. Switch. Now if you feel like your hip flexors are clicking, you may be lowering the leg a little too much. You can keep the leg into this kind of almost 45-degree angle. Good, we've got about 20 more seconds in these little bicycle crunches or bicycle switches. I don't know. I haven't been to Pilates in a really long time, so. All I know is that I want to get my abdominals warmed up today, okay? Last 10 seconds, keep going, keep breathing, I know. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's keep the right knee and listen. Squish your low back into the ground. Squish to squish. Take your hands behind your head. Take your left elbow over towards your right knee and hold. Think about lifting the right shoulder blade up off of the ground too. You're just holding this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the other side. Right elbow over towards your left knee. Yes, that bottom shoulder blade, think about picking it up and off of the ground. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Butterfly out the legs a little bit. Take some circles. Reverse those butterfly circles. And hug it back to center. Let's rock and roll. So up and down the length of your mat. And take as many of those rocks as you can to get enough momentum to go forward into tabletop position, yeah? So onto all fours, tabletop. Now I want you to spread out your hands nice and wide and think about a little bit of external rotation into the arms. Now let's practice that because your hands can stay in neutral while your arms externally rotate, okay? I want you to turn the elbows towards each other and your elbow points out, and then spin the underside of your elbows forward. So you're just rotating in the shoulder socket, yeah? I'll come up close to the camera to show ya. Ding, 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 yeah? So you're just rotating the arm in the socket like so. So we're getting all those little joints nice and warmed up. Good. Now try to keep the underside of those elbows spun forwards towards the top of your mat. Yeah? And then we'll do cat-cow. So reach your heart space forward, breath in. Exhale, round and contract, navel to spine, chin to chest. Good. Again, inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, round and contract, navel to spine. Keep going through your cat-cows with any little additions you want to take on with that. So maybe that looks like hip bump side to side. If you're taking my class a lot, you know that I encourage movement within the shapes. Yeah? Hi, I wonder how long you're going to stay there. I'm super down for it. BTW. All right, do 3 more rounds of your cat-cows. And once you finish off that last one, we'll meet back into neutral tabletop position. And we're going to do protraction and retraction of our shoulder blades, either from tabletop or in high plank, up to you. So retraction, I want you to draw the shoulder blades together and then separate the shoulder blades apart. No bend is happening in the arms as you are doing these protractions and retractions. Some people like to call these shoulder blade push-ups. Again, there's no bending happening. Protract, retract, protract, retract. So this is also a really helpful exercise for posture correction, especially all my friends that are working from home on the computer all day, hunched over the phone. This is going to really help train the muscles for you to have that good posture. Keep going 10 seconds on those shoulder blades, and then you're in a downward facing dog. So close. Okay, last 3. Nice, last 2. Hold that protraction push, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Good. Now move around in that downward facing dog a little bit. That can look like heel pedals, hip switches. Maybe you want to shift forwards and backwards a couple times from high plank into down dog. I'll give you 10 seconds doing that. All right, and we'll meet in a static or still downward facing dog. I want you to hold for 5 breaths in that downward facing dog. Engage into the shoulders and engage into the triceps here. If you feel like your shoulders are having a hard time in your downward facing dog, know that you can widen out the position of your hands, especially if you're broad shouldered or if you're somebody with super beefy deltoids. I want beefy deltoids. Good. I'm going to assume you have 2 more of those big breaths in your downward facing dog. Now let's lift up your heels nice and high. Bend into your knees, compress. So that means chest going back towards your knees. And then let's take a step to the top of your mat. Soften into the knees. Let's roll you all the way up to standing. And once you get to standing, we'll walk the feet together if that's comfortable for you. If that's a no-go for your anatomy, then don't do it. Now try to lengthen the tailbone down, draw the low belly in, pull the rib cage in, and find a little bit of length into the back of your neck. So we're creating 3 locks here, your Jalandhara, your Uddiyana Bandha, and your Mula Bandha. So that's your Maha Bandha, your master lock here. Good. Arms are down by your side. Spiral the palms forward. Very good. With your inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And with your exhale, take the arms by your side. Through center, inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Take it all the way down to the mat. With your inhale, find a halfway lift. Lengthen. You can keep hands on the ground or hands come onto your shin bones here. Good. Forward fold. We're going to do 2 more of these standing sun A's. I really like doing these for beginners. Inhale, sweep the arms up to sky. Exhale, arms by side body. Through center, inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Nice, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We've got 1 more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, take the arms by side body. Inhale, reach the arms up to sky, look up. Exhale, forward fold, take it all the way down. Good, another halfway lift, inhale. Let's fold to plank this time and step back to high plank. I have a furry obstacle behind me. Now, in your high plank, let's shift ourselves forward and lower our knees down to the ground. Good. Bend into your elbows 90 degrees, and I want you to hold this. Retract your shoulder blades again and shift forward a ½ inch. You're holding here for 5, for 4, 3, I know it's hard, 2, and 1. Lower down to the belly and show me your Bhujangasana. Tops of the feet press into the mat. You still have that retraction into the shoulder blades with some depression. So we're trying to push the shoulder blades down. Nice. Shift yourself up and back towards your heels. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up. Yes. Now, when we did that little half push-up there, modified, I want you to remember how that felt in your body and try to bring that into your normal vinyasa style chaturanga with the knees up, okay? Depression, retraction. Good. Now let's do some standard sunays. Lift up your heels, bend your knees deep, compress, look to the top, travel to the top of your mat, big toes kissing. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing, inhale. Exhale, arms by side body. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold to plank, step back, high plank. Shift forward, knees down or not. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Inhale, upward facing dog, or that low cobra you just did. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. 3 breaths. Now, after this 3rd breath, if you want, you can take hops forward, landing into your halfway lift. Heels high, everyone. Bend the knees. Walk to the front or hop to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, inhale. Exhale, take arms by side body. Inhale, look up, reach up, maybe a little more back bend here. Forward fold, take it down. Halfway lift. Fold to plank chaturanga. You can also hop back here. Landing in your mid plank, adjust the shoulders. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. And then we go on our last round of this sunay. All right, lift up your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, arms by side body. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Forward fold, take it all the way down. Good, halfway lift, lengthen. Fold to plank, chaturangas. Hopping back. upward facing. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths in that downward facing dog, please. Full complete inhales. Full complete exhales. Downward facing dog is not necessarily a resting shape. To me, okay? I don't know. Maybe you're a weirdo and you think it's a resting shape. 3 more breaths, you got this. Think 4 count in, 4 count out. Good. Now once you finish off that final round of breath, let's transition back to the front of our mat, hop or step. Halfway lift, inhale, and with your exhale, fold. Now let's rise all the way up to standing, and then take the arms next to your side body again. I want you to pick up the heel of your left foot and bend into the knee. So it's like you're in this little pony stance here, yeah? Externally rotate the left leg and draw the left foot up the inner thigh, up the inner calf, until you get into Vrikshasana tree pose. Now, Vrikshasana I know maybe feels like a really easy shape, but I want you to create challenge in the shape for yourself. So sometimes we just have our muscles turned off. I want you to think about long tailbone again and creating Mahabandha in the body. So my left butt cheek is working overtime right now in this shape. Hands can be at heart, arms can be reaching up towards the sky. Stay for another breath in and another breath out. Nice work. Let's take our left leg in front of us into a single-legged mountain, neutral positioning in the hip again. And then let's step all the way back to a low grounded lunge, hands onto the ground. Lower your left knee, lengthen out through your right leg, hamstring stretch. Dorsiflexion in the foot, pull the toes towards your face, and then bend into the knee again and open up the hip flexor. Let's do this a couple of times. Good, last 3. Finish off your last one. Meet me with a bend in the front knee. Tuck your back toe, lift up the back knee. Adjust the foot down. Show me your Virabhadrasana 1. Arms reaching up towards the sky, or if your shoulders are mad, take them to heart center. Now take your tailbone underneath you again, right? Posterior tilt all day, baby. Right inner thigh reaching up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, work the hands down to the ground. Frame up your right foot. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to mid plank, maybe with an Ekapada. Upward facing. Nice, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go right to the other side. Travel to the top of your mat here. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring yourself all the way up to standing. And relax the arms by your side. Pop the right heel up off of the ground. Good. Turn out the legs. See what the range is before your hips try to twist with you. Slide that right foot up to the inner thigh. Maybe it stays on the calf, but in general, you want to avoid that knee joint. Hands can be at heart. Arms can reach up. Recreate Mahabandha in this shape. And notice if the right hip is higher than the left. Sometimes you can do that by just touching your own body and figuring it out. Good, last breath in. Last breath out. Let's take this right leg in front of us. Ekapada Tadasana, single-legged mountain. Step your right foot to the back of your mat, low grounded lunge, hands to the ground. Right knee lowers, and right away elongate your left leg, pull the toes towards my face. Now I untuck my back toe, you can have it tucked, personal preference, it's up to you. Let's go back and forth a couple times, bend and extend. All right, nice. Now let's meet with the left leg bent. Tuck right toes, lift up the back knee. Adjust the whole foot down. We're in our warrior one again. Now there's a lot of time to take here to adjust. Let the pelvis be the primary machine going on underneath you to create the elongation. Take a breath in. Exhale, take the hands down to the ground. You can deepen your stance, going through Ekapada Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. 3 breaths until we build this out more, friends. All right, let's travel back to the top of our mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Arms by side body. Create tree on this left-hand side again. However you wanted to get into it this time. A grab, a reach, a lift. Good, there for 3. Last 2. Nice, last one. Let's adjust to our single-legged mountain. This time I want you to play with extension of your left leg. Try to hold, get the quad turned on. It's not a big deal if it's not super high for right now, but do notice if your standing leg is bent. Try to get that one straight as well. Good, breath in. Exhale, big step back into your low grounded lunge. Let's keep the back knee off the earth. Elongate the right leg hamstring stretch. Yes, back and forth, let's go for it. All right, last 2. Finish your last one, meeting me with your right leg bent. No more warrior 1. Let's go into our warrior 2. Left arm is going to reach back. Right arm is going to reach forwards in front of us. Now let's reverse our warrior. Feel the stretch into the side body. And then let's go into side angle. Modified for the first one. Elbow is going to rest on top of the thigh. Full extended, bicep is going to come by the ear, but I do want you to pull that shoulder blade down, remembering the depression, not the one that you wake up crippled by every morning, but the anatomical definition of it. Last 3, last 2, good, and 1. Back into reverse warrior, all the way big side body stretch. Exhale, let's take it down to our low lunge, again squaring off. Right leg extends back high to mid. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Straight to the top of our mat again. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Up to standing, inhale. Exhale, bring arms by side body. Tree pose on the other side. Sole of the foot coming to the inner thigh. Maybe down by the calf, wherever it needs to go. Activation, remember that Mahabandha. Energy all the way down from the heel, up through the crown of the head. Yeah? Last breath in. Last breath out. Right leg comes back into center. And let's play with extension. Get the quad nice and awake. Arms are reaching up towards the sky. Is your left leg elongated? Last 3, last 2, and 1. Take a big step to the back of your mat, bending into the standing leg. And then once you make it, we're going to go for the same straight leg to bent leg, but with the knee up and off of the ground. Use your inhales to bend and your exhales to extend. It's not always the rule, but that's the breath we're going to use for this particular series. Last 2. Nice. On that last one, meeting me with a bent front leg. Let's pivot the right heel down, and we'll open the hip into Vrikshasana 2. Hips are even and grounded beneath you. Left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. Reverse warrior, side body stretch. And then side angle, left elbow rests onto the thigh, right arm reaches high, or the full extension with the shoulder pulled down. Hips are working, hips are on here, folks. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge, take it all the way down. Left leg extends back, high to mid. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog and into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch, hips sit back. If you feel a little out of breath or a little bit dizzy in this shape and you want to come to a seated version of your child's pose, you can absolutely do that. We're going to go for 3 breaths here and then continue our journey forwards. Because time flies, it's already 10 o'clock. And we have so much toe grabbing to do, you guys. All right, once you take that final breath here, we're gonna go into a shape that I think we played with on Friday when we did the post-feast flow. So you're gonna stay in this child's pose orientation with the legs, but I just want you to tuck the toes, bring the heels together, and then think about sitting back on these heels. I'll face you so that you can kind of see what's going on here. I love this position. It's like super goddess situation going on. Again, I got terrible sleep. Words are hard. Okay. Arms are reaching forward in front of you here. I want you to feel that big juicy opening into the hips. If you feel more like trying out some balance work, you can walk yourself back here. You can even take the hands onto the thighs. You can take the hands hard. Hands all the way up to the center. It's really up to you what you want to do. Now let's see about it. Let's everybody meet in this area. We're going to try to go up to standing from here. So you're pressing into those big toe ball mounds. Start to press, keep the tailbone long. And then adjust down, heels onto the earth. Open up the feet to hip width distance. Again, you're at the back of your mat facing this way. And then I want you to hinge from your hips, work your way down. Peace fingers are going to grab for your big toes. So this is Padagusthasana, hand to big toe pose. We're going to be doing this Padagusthasana standing. Maybe we'll try to introduce it into a side plank. The standing version, Utthita Padagusthasana, yeah? Now, if you're unable to grab for those feet, try to bend your knees a little bit. Let that bend into the knees and that buoyancy get you a little bit closer. If you're really flexible, long legs, you're gonna bend your elbows and pull yourself deeper to compress. Good, you got a few breaths there, so stay with it. All right, let's release our grip onto the feet. Take a little halfway lift, maybe a couple bends into the knees. And now we're gonna go into Padagusthasana, so hand to foot, not hand to big toe. Palms of the hands are gonna meet the soles of the feet. Boom. I want your toes to see if they can find where your wrist creases are. Same thing, you can bend into your knees as much as possible to make this happen. You can also elongate and bend the elbows to pull. If you're feeling really frisky, you can see what it feels like to do all those things and maybe lift your heels up off of the mat. So you're taking more of your weight into the big toe ball mounds. Ooh, it's scary. I feel like I'm going to fall forwards. Couple more breaths here, wherever you're at. All right, let's take our hands out from underneath our feet. Nice job, everyone. And let's start to get into the meaty part of our flow before we take our practice onto the ground. Walk your hands forward until you make it into a high plank position. Nice. Rainbow your heels over to your left-hand side. Look to the right. Feel the squeeze into the obliques first. Pick up the left leg, extend it out to your right-hand side. Reach your right arm up to the sky, fallen triangle. Good. Return your right hand down to the ground. Square up onto the big toe ball mound, but maintain this shape. Maybe you get a little bit of a stretch into your IT band. Come back to high plank. Just retract that leg, step it back. Nice. Heels over to the right. Right leg sneaks underneath your body out to the left. Left arm reaches up to the sky, fallen triangle. Very good. Take the left hand back down to the ground. Square onto the toes of your left foot. Long legs, work. Step back into high plank and breathe. I know back to basics sometimes isn't easy, huh? Last 3. Last 2. Nice, and 1. Downward facing dog. Get a little relief into your shoulders. Now let's elevate our heels, bend our knees, look forward, travel to the top of our mat. Halfway. Exhale, fold. Very good. Rise all the way up to standing. And take your arms by your side body. Good. Let's go into our tree pose for the last time with the option of going into your half lotus version. So outer edge of your left foot will come into the right hip crease and the left knee will point down. So this is your situation. You can hold on to the foot. You can let go. Yeah? Cool. So whatever variation you want to take it and make it happen. There for 2 breaths. Okay, let's take it back into single-legged mountain. So left leg in front of you, yeah? Try to pull that left knee up nice and close. Peace fingers of your left hand. Find the left big toe. Stand up nice and tall. Retracted shoulders. Maybe extend through your left leg. Maybe this bent leg is what your extension looks like today, or full extension without letting the shoulder pull out of the socket. So practice that retract for me, folks. Good, now let's go into our Utthita Padagusthasana B. Take the leg out to the left-hand side. Try to keep the hips even. Good, last 3, folks. Last 2. Nice, and 1. Take it back to center. Can you let go of that foot and keep it there for 3, 2, and 1. Big step to the back of your mat. Let's go straight into our warrior 2 from here. Inhale, reverse. And with your exhale, side angle with the option of a full expression. Right hand down to the ground, left arm high. Maybe you strum the big guitar in front of you and go into your full extension. Maybe you go double Utthita, both arms reaching. 3, 2, 1. Big reverse. Yee. Nice. Now listen, elongate your right leg. Let's go into Trikonasana, triangle pose, with the option of Padagusthasana. So you've got your peace fingers wrapped around your right big toe. I told you, we're going to try to Padagusthasana this shit 15 different ways. Last 3. Nice. Last 2. Very good. And 1. Rebend into the front knee. Maybe you hold on to that big toe. Left hand plants. Side plank. You want to keep that foot with you and extend the leg up to the sky. Last 3. 2. And 1, let it go. Your escape method is yours. High to mid plank. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Let's do the other side. Travel to the top. Just ignore what I just did. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Arms by side body. Okay, right side. First, starting with your tree, your Vrikshasana. Warrior Art of Padagusthasana, half lotus. Outer edge of the right foot into the hip crease, knee pointed down. You can still hold on to this right foot. That's a-okay with me. Long through the spine, energy out through the heart. Good, yes. Yes, I can't see you, but I'll pretend that I can see you. Woo! All right, last breath in. Last breath out. Let's take this right leg in front of us, like a pada. Try to lift that knee a little higher. Ooh! See if you can grab right peace fingers, right big toe. Retract the shoulders first. Then find your peak, even if it means you got a bent leg. Yay! Yes, we want all the angles. If balance feels challenging, you can always look down. But try to have your gaze on a fixed object. Now let's take it out to the side. Padagusthasana B. My left butt cheek is flexing. Let's try to keep it that way. Last 5. Ho, ho, ho. Let's take the leg back into center. Oh, excuse me, blinds. Now can you let go of the foot and keep it there? Quads, 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 baby. Last 3, 2, and 1. Big step all the way to the back. Warrior 2, let's go. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. With the option of going left arm down, right arm high. Strum the big guitar. Open up into your side angle. Also with the option of both arms extending. Shayla, there's a hummingbird situation out here. It's just like you and indigo. All right, let's reverse our warrior. And then let's go into our Trikonasana again. Lengthen out the left leg, work your way down with the Padagusthasana variation available. Breathe. You're there for 3. Last 2. Nice, last 1. Take the right hand down, bending into the left knee. Hey, your side plank is here for you. Roll to outer edge of your right foot. Extend. Last 3. Good, 2. And 1. Let it go. High to mid. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Nice. Let's walk it all the way to the back of our mat and go into Malasana. Bend into the knees. Place your elbows into your inner thighs. Hands working towards heart center. Try to remain open through your chest as you do this, as opposed to collapsing back and kind of falling into this shape. Good. If you want to pick up the energy of this shape a little bit, lift up your heels. Last 3. We're going to go all the way up to standing in 2. Nice, and 1. Take it up to standing. Heels down, parallel your feet, and then fold all the way forwards. Nice. Now heel toe your feet together. We're going to try that Padagusthasana one more time, but with a different entry point than we're on the ground. From this forward folded position, Padagusthasana on the right. Hand comes onto your hip. Lift from here. Fuck, that's hard. Good. If you're feeling like a pro hoe right here, and you feel like going ape shit, Grab for the back of the calf, point, and see how high you can lift. Good, take it out to the side. If you feel like you got that full compass variation, left hand to the outside of the foot, weave through, kick it up. All right, let's take it all back home. And release the foot down to the ground. Go back into your fold. Ah! You guys, that was so hard. Okay, let's do the left side. So left fingertips around the left big toe. Hand onto your hip. Flex, engage, lift. Again, you can just work with this normal variation, or you can grab the bottom and lift up as high as it'll go. Come on. Come on. This is my angry side. Okay, now take it out to the side, or you can always work for that compass variation. Good. And take it up and out. All right, let's take it out and bring it all the way down, back into your forward folds. Walk yourself forward into downward facing dog. And then we're gonna meet at the top of our mat in Utthita. You can walk there and have a seat. You can do jump throughs, whatever you wanna do. All right, legs nice and long, folks. Try to scoot your butt cheeks a little bit out of your way. Sit up tall. Take yourself forward again. Hi, baby girl. You're so good at being my little yoga assistant. Try to soften through the low back. One more breath in. One more out. Good. Let's walk ourselves all the way up here. And we're going to go into Padagusthasana. Soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Sit up nice and tall. Work forwards again. Okay, let's bring ourselves all the way back up from here. I want you to keep this right leg open, but extend your left leg back long again. Close this right leg in like a book. Cross it over the left leg. So we're preparing for a seated twist. You can keep this left leg long as you rotate to your right and get your hook. Or you can bend into the left knee, take the heel close to your seat, and try to get both your sit bones onto the ground. Right hand behind your sacrum, left elbow hooks around the right knee. Now, even in your twist, think about the retraction of the shoulder blades here. You want to sit up proud, tall, like the queen or king that you are if you identify as such. Long through the spine, breaths in, breaths out. Now let's unwind this and take it over to your left-hand side. Around the spine, release. And let's do this on the other side. Untangle your legs. Right leg long. Sole of the foot starts to the inner thigh. And then close it in, take it to the outside. Find your rotation. If you went for that deeper variation with the right heel pulling in, create the shape. Nice tall spine. I swear it's Christmas sinuses. Okay, let's unwind our shape. Take both hands over to the right. I just want you to feel the stretch in your low back area here. All right, take yourself all the way back. And let's untangle your legs. Now we're going to do one final variation here. We're going to do a half lotus or a full lotus practice. So right leg comes again into that bend. Outer edge of the right foot wants to try to work towards the left side hip crease here. If you're like, hey Trace, my knee or my ankle doesn't do that, you can always just stick with a figure 4 here. Now try to sit up nice and tall, and let's hinge forward. Your heel is going to go into your guts. Think about toes constantly drawing towards your face. All right, pick yourself up from here. Elongate the right leg. Same thing on the left, figure 4 or Ardha Padmasana. And then we'll fold forward. Heel goes into the guts. All right, from that full expression of your lotus or your half, let's bring you all the way up. And we'll take both of our legs into a bend. Final shape for today. It's a hip balance with a toe grab. So it's a lot like your boat pose. So I want you to reach your arms between your legs, grabbing for your toes like this, and then pick up your legs, bringing them in front of you into a bend and kind of closing that gap. Now you can find extension through the legs, but I do want you to play with an opening here. Yeah? So you'll kind of notice it's a little tricky to get your balance. You kind of have to roll forward onto the sit bones, which requires you to sit up really tall. Good. Hold, 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 breathe. You're here for 5. Good. 3. Last 2. And 1. Take it all back to center. Bend into the knees. Can you hold on to these toes as you roll back and land into a happy baby? Now, if you're sick of grabbing toes, you can grab for the outer edges of your feet. And just kind of notice how your hips feel. Mine feel just delightfully open and happy right now. And then let's close the legs in. I'll give you 30 seconds to take any shapes that you feel like you really need before your Shavasana. Maybe that looks like a shoulder stand into plow. Maybe that looks like some back bend work to open up the front line of the body. So again, take these next 30 seconds to play around for a bit. And I'll turn the lights down, get the mood and the energy. All right, folks, your last 5 seconds. And then let's wind it down into your final shape, Shavasana. Invite your whole body to come down to the ground, or if you want to do a seated meditation to finish. Witness any final pockets of tension. Notice the difference of your body before this practice and how it feels now. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Get soft here. All right, my darlings, take some deeper breaths here. Good. Start to wiggle through your body a little bit. Maybe it feels really good to roll off to one side into a little fetal position. Now from there, you can push yourself up to a seat. Good. Let's go hands to heart center. And knowing that every single day that we wake up and that we move and that we connect with people and with this practice is a reason to be grateful. And so even in a world that is off the walls crazy, there is still a reason to be here. Friends, thank you so much for letting me guide you this morning. Namaste. Nice work, everyone. And happy Monday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and your week if this is our only time that I get to see you. Pi also thanks you for coming to class. Hi, you did so good. You deserve another treat, baby. Yes, you did it. You were the best assistant. All right, let's show them our trick. Come on, grab it. Thanks, Angela. Ooh, thanks, Stephanie. I bet it was good after a nice long run. Oh, Brian, thanks, hun. I just love seeing all these names. Come on back. Hi, say goodbye to all your adoring fans. They love you. Thanks, Rebecca. Bye, look how pretty you are. Shayla says thank you. Oh. Yeah. Lots of kisses. That's what we do here. She has angel hair right here. Okay, I'm gonna take a nap at some point today, y'all. That was good. I'm gonna drop a couple of recorded things this week. I'm gonna do a banded class for back and postural muscles and a new sound bath. That's my goal. I want to record those today. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.